we pass the virtual screen to Kate Cadigan. One opening comment: in 2019, she was given a ticket to hear Barack Obama speak about civic responsibility and the privilege of democracy. And that sparked her remarkable passion and action as a leader protecting democracy. Kate, over to you.
Hello, everyone. I'd first like to begin by thanking Equal Voice and Feminist Forum for the incredible opportunity to speak to you today. As a young person living through these abnormal times, I hope to shed some light on some of the issues we are facing due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As a young person, I have seen the effects of COVID-19 on my peers, and I'm aware of the many struggles we have had to face in the last 15 months. Although we are a strong, resilient generation, this virus has changed our lives forever. As I thought of ways that my life has changed since March 2020, it was difficult to think of an aspect of my life that was left untouched. Although I am lucky to live in a very safe province where COVID-19 has been relatively kind to us, there's still so many ways in which it has changed my world. I can no longer participate in extracurricular activities in the same way in which I would have a year ago, and I used to be in many. There have been adjustments made to my schooling life to accommodate the virus, and the ways in which I socialize have drastically changed. Every opportunity we would have had to meet new people has disappeared. For many young people who already struggle with mental health issues, this changed world is a massive hurdle. Next slide, please. While I understand it's important to protect our loved ones and ourselves, it impacts our young people's mental health. Last summer, my cousin had a life-threatening mental health crisis. Although she might have already had pre-existing challenges, the coronavirus pandemic accelerated and amplified her struggle. These type of mental health emergencies are happening everywhere around us, especially among young people. Without face-to-face interaction, it is difficult to identify those who are hurting. Without the support of extracurricular activities and with the disruption to schools, the informal support systems for young people are dwindling. UNICEF says that this leads that young women are reporting a significantly higher rate of anxiety and depression. Although not all these young women might be in crisis, it is important to offer resources before their condition worsens. Before the pandemic, Canada was already facing a mental health predicament, and without enough support for young people, we are only digging ourselves a deeper hole. Young women are feeling less hopeful about the future, and this feeling will change the ways in which we shape our lives, and it will inevitably change the future of our province and country. Young people especially must stay hopeful for what's on the horizon. One major issue that has come to light since the beginning of the pandemic is the presence of online predators. As we are home far more often than we have ever been and are lacking face-to-face interaction with our peers, we are spending much more time online. UNICEF says that this leads to heightened risks of youth taking sexualized photos. Children are more likely to find themselves in these positions when experiencing poor psychological health, low self-esteem, and feelings of loneliness. All these emotions have increased since the start of the pandemic, leading young people, especially young girls, into these situations. These encounters can have dramatic effects on our mental health. Psychological suffering, self-harm, suicidal behavior, internalized self-loathing, and impaired relationships are all potential effects that online exploitation can have on girls. Next slide, please. Eating disorders such as anorexia, bulimia, and binge eating disorders have all increased since the start of the pandemic. Personally, I have noticed the pressure of maintaining a certain appearance during this worldwide crisis, especially among my friends. For many women, it is easy to focus on their imperfections while looking at themselves on the screen. This digital world is leading them to compensate by unhealthy weight loss methods. For others, being at home means no exercise and access to food all the time, contributing to overeating and binge eating. The mix of uncertainty from the pandemic, puberty, increased engagement on social media, and a disrupted routine create the perfect storm for developing an eating disorder. With higher online presence, young people are exposed to the perfect life of online influencers, leading them to believe the false reality that they present and causing young people to take drastic measures to fit in. This is not a sustainable lifestyle and will have long-term effects on us. All these things that I've briefly touched on affect the day-to-day lives of our youth. We have all lost so much. Even those who are not experiencing mental health issues or illness are still struggling with our new normal. As young people, we've got to stick together and watch out for one another and lead with kindness. With the love, support, and help from those around us, we will get through this and be strong leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate, so much.